My beloved child. I am speaking to you with a weight in my voice that even the universe can feel, because what I am about to reveal is not ordinary, not gentle, and not something your heart can ignore. This is about your son, your own blood, your own heartbeat walking outside your body, and he is facing something fremendous, something so heavy, so unseen, so silently dangerous that if you knew even half of it, your breath would freeze for a moment. My beloved child, you think you know what he's going through, but you don't, not yet. His silence is deeper than you realize, and the storm around him is darker than the room you switch off at night. My beloved child, listen closely, because every word I speak is stitched with truth and urgency. Your son has been carrying a burden in the middle of a crowd that never noticed. He has been fighting battles under a smile that no one bothered to question. He has been standing strong not because things are easy, but because he believes he must protect you from the weight he carries. And oh, my beloved child, how heavy that weight is. There are nights, yes, nights, that you know nothing about. Nights when he sits alone, staring at the ceiling, asking himself questions no young soul should ever ask. Questions like, why me, and how do I get through this, and sometimes, when the silence becomes too sharp, he whispers, is anyone listening? My beloved child, he is calling out, not loudly, not dramatically, but quietly, the way a tired heart calls when it no longer has the strength for big words. And the truth is, he is not asking for the world. He is asking for someone who sees him truly, someone who understands the tremors behind his stillness, someone who can sense the storms hiding in his pauses. My beloved child, he is asking for you. But before you wonder why he hasn't told you, let me tell you something deeper. Sometimes the ones we love the most are the ones we protect the hardest. Sometimes a son stays silent not because he doesn't trust his parent, but because he loves them too much to add more worry to their already full heart. And your son, he has seen your struggles. He has watched you break, watched you heal, watched you rebuild your life piece by piece. And somewhere inside him, a belief formed, I will not be another burden. My beloved child, he carries this belief like a chain. But the fremendous situation he is facing, it is not something his young shoulders were built for. And though he has tried to hide the cracks are spreading. My beloved child, this is the moment where the universe is tapping on your door, whispering, look closer. Lean in. He needs you more than you think. There is something he hasn't told anyone, something that has been weighing on his mind with a force that grows heavier each day. It is connected to a mistake he didn't make, a misunderstanding that grew too big, and a fear that someone might blame him for something he never intended. It is connected to a pressure he never asked for, an expectation he never agreed to, and a path he feels forced to walk even though his heart wants something else entirely. He feels alone in a world full of people. He feels misunderstood even by those who claim to know him. And sometimes, he feels like he is standing on the edge of something he cannot describe, something that feels like a cliff and a cage at the same time. My beloved child, the fremendous thing he is facing is not just one challenge, it is many challenges tangled together, squeezing him emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and even physically. He is holding back tears that his eyes have memorized. He is burying screams that his throat has learned to silence. And he is carrying worries that are far too advanced for his age. My beloved child, this is not normal teenage confusion. This is not a simple life phase. This is something deeper, heavier, and far more dangerous in the shadows than it appears in the light. But listen closely, my beloved child, because the story does not end in darkness. No, it never ends in darkness. Even in the thickest clouds, there is a light that belongs only to him, and that light is stronger than everything trying to break him. That light has survived nights when he thought he wouldn't, days when he felt like giving up, and moments when he believed the world couldn't possibly understand him. That light still lives, even if dim, even if fragile, it lives. And that light responds to love. It responds to presence. It responds to the soft, unshakable warmth of a parent who says, "I see you. I am here. You don't have to fight alone anymore. My beloved child, the universe brought you here to hear this before it is too late. There is a window of time, a small, precious window, where your presence, your attention, your understanding can change the direction of everything he is silently battling. This is that window. This is that moment. This is the call you cannot ignore. He thinks he has to be strong for you. But my beloved child, now you must be strong for him. Because the fremendous truth is this. He is reaching his limit. And the universe is whispering to you because it knows the truth. That you are the one soul capable of pulling him back before the weight pulls him down. Look at him with the eyes that once saw him before the world touched him. Listen to him not with your ears, but with your heart. Hold him in a way that tells him he doesn't have to pretend anymore. Tell him the words he has been dying to hear but too afraid to ask for. Whatever it is, my child, you can tell me. I am with you. Always. And when you say this, a shift will happen. A quiet, powerful, spiritual shift. Because the battle he is facing, the fremendous storm wrapped around him, does not stand a chance against the one thing he has been missing. Your complete, unconditional presence. My beloved child, this story has only just begun. What is hidden will unfold. What is unspoken will surface. And what feels impossible now, will find its way toward healing. But for that, you must continue listening. My beloved child. As we go deeper, I want you to breathe slowly, because what comes next may shake you. The truth around your son is not simple. It is layered, hidden, and wrapped in shadows that he has been walking through alone. But now the universe has opened the door for you to see the full picture, because you must. My beloved child, your son has been living inside a silence that you never noticed. It is a silence that follows him like a second shadow. A silence made of things he cannot say, fears he cannot express, and pressures he cannot escape. And behind that silence lies the fremendous truth you are about to witness. There is something he experienced, something that changed the entire rhythm of his heart. You saw the changes. He became quieter, more distant, more thoughtful in a way that felt unnatural. You sensed something was wrong, but you couldn't figure out what it was. My beloved child, it wasn't your fault. He hid it well, because he believed he had to be strong. He believed he had to manage everything alone. But behind that calm face, a storm was building. My beloved child, someone betrayed him. Not in the loud, dramatic way people imagine betrayal. No. This betrayal came softly, slowly, almost invisibly, like a hand tightening around his heart without making a sound. Someone he trusted, someone he believed would stand with him, walked away at the exact moment he needed them the most. They blamed him for something he didn't do, twisted the truth, and left him carrying the weight of a mistake that wasn't his. He didn't tell you this because he thought it would break your heart, and he didn't want to add to your burdens. So he carried that false blame alone, every day, every night. My beloved child, the fremendous pressure inside him began there. But the story doesn't end at betrayal. No, my beloved child, betrayal only opened the door. What walked in afterward was far more dangerous, fear. A fear so deep that it changed the way he breathed, the way he moved, the way he looked at the world. A fear of losing your trust. A fear of disappointing you. A fear of being seen differently. A fear that if he spoke the truth, no one would believe him. My beloved child, he locked all of this inside him. And then, something else happened. You noticed him becoming less talkative. You noticed him losing interest in things that once made him shine. You noticed him getting tired easily, his eyes holding a kind of weight that didn't belong to his age. And you wondered, is it stress? Is it school? Is it friends? But the truth, my beloved child, is that it was everything. Every small burden piled into a mountain. And all this time, he was watching you, telling himself, I cannot trouble my parent. They already have too much on their plate. I must stay strong. My beloved child, the world often thinks children need protecting. But sometimes children try to protect their parents. And in doing so, they destroy their own peace. Your son is protecting you. Even now, in his hardest moments. But the fremendous grip life has put on him is getting stronger. And the signs, oh, my beloved child, the signs have been there. The universe saw you missing them not because you don't care, but because you trust his smile too much. His smile is brave. His silence is practiced. And his heart is tired. There are nights when he lies awake, staring into the dark, replaying everything that went wrong. He wonders if he made a mistake. He wonders if he deserved what happened. He wonders if he could have done something differently. And then, when his thoughts become too heavy, he closes his eyes and wishes the world would pause just for a moment, just long enough for him to catch his breath. My beloved child, the fremendous thing he is facing isn't a single problem. It is an emotional storm of many things. Pressure he was never taught to handle. Expectations heavier than his shoulders. Loneliness disguised as independence. Fear disguised as strength. And sorrow disguised as silence. But listen closely, my beloved child. There is something he is hiding even deeper, something almost no one knows. Something that has been slowly breaking him from the inside. He feels responsible for something that was never his responsibility. Someone put a weight on him, an accusation, a misunderstanding, a twisted version of events, and he felt trapped. He felt like he was standing in a world that suddenly turned against him, without warning, without mercy. He felt like he had no voice. And when a child loses their voice, my beloved child, they begin to lose themselves. But this is not the end. The universe is not telling you this to frighten you. It is telling you this to awaken you, to open your heart to the silent cries your son has been hiding behind his brave face. Because now, the fremendous truth is this. He is closer than ever to breaking down. Not because he is weak. Not because he is dramatic. But because he has fought too many battles alone. Your son is strong, yes. But even the strongest souls need someone to lean on. And right now, he needs you in a way he has never needed you before. My beloved child, he needs you to see beyond his words, beyond his behavior, beyond his silence. He needs you to understand what he cannot say. He needs you to ask the questions he is too afraid to answer. And he needs you to tell him that no matter what happened, no matter who left, who lied, who twisted things, you are here. You are with him. You believe him. And when you do this, something spiritual, something powerful, something almost divine will happen. His heart will finally find a place to rest. Because right now, my beloved child, he feels like he has no place where his emotions are safe. But you. You are his safe place. And the universe brought you this message because the time has come for you to step into that role again, not as the parent who teaches, but as the parent who listens. Not as the parent who guides, but as the parent who holds. My beloved child. Take a breath, because what I am about to reveal is the deepest layer, the heart of the storm, the truth your son has been hiding under every silence, every half-smile, every "I'm fine" that wasn't fine at all. This is the fremendous weight that has been pressing on his soul, shaping his days and haunting his nights. My beloved child, I need you to hear every word with an open heart, because now we step into the truth he never found the courage to speak. Your son is afraid of losing you. This fear is not simple, not small, not something childish or ordinary. No, my beloved child, it is a fear that was born from something painful, something sudden, something that shook the foundation of his world. It began the day he heard you cry behind a closed door. The day he watched you pretend to be strong while your heart was breaking. The day he realized that adults are not invincible, and that parents, too, can fall. That day changed him. From that moment, he made a silent promise, one he never spoke out loud, but one that shaped everything he has done since. The promise was simple, but it was dangerous. I will never add more pain to my parents' life. And my beloved child, that promise has trapped him. Because now, when he is hurting, he hides it. When he is scared, he swallows it. When he is overwhelmed, he forces himself to smile. And when he needs help the most, he stays silent. But silence is not protection. Silence is slow destruction. My beloved child, the fremendous situation he is facing now, today, this very moment, is connected to something that grew far bigger than he expected. Something he tried to fix alone. Something he thought would resolve itself. But it didn't. It got worse. He is being blamed for something he didn't do. Something that unfolded because of someone else's mistake, but somehow the weight fell on him. He didn't speak up because he didn't want to drag others into trouble. He didn't defend himself because he thought no one would understand. He didn't reach out because he thought you would worry too much. And now, he feels trapped. He fears confrontation. He fears disappointment. He fears judgment. But most of all, he fears letting you down. My beloved child, he has been carrying the guilt of something that isn't even his fault. And guilt, when mixed with silence, becomes poison. It eats the inside of a person while the outside looks normal. He hasn't told you about the pressure he is under. He hasn't told you about the people who misjudged him. He hasn't told you about the one friend who turned away at the worst moment. He hasn't told you about the fear of being misunderstood, or of losing his place, or of being seen as something he is not. And what breaks him most deeply is this: he thinks you expect him to be perfect. He thinks you want him to be strong every day. He thinks you want him to succeed without ever struggling. He thinks you will be disappointed if you discover the truth. He doesn't realize that what you truly want is not perfection, but honesty. Not strength, but trust. Not achievement, but his well-being. My beloved child, he is suffering quietly. He is carrying fremendous emotional pressure that no heart his age should bear. And recently, something inside him reached a point of collapse. Something broke, not loudly, but quietly, the way a leaf breaks in the wind, soft, invisible, but life-changing. There was a moment, one he has told no one about, where he felt so overwhelmed, so scared, so helpless, that his breath trembled. His vision blurred. His hands shook. And he whispered to himself, "I can't do this anymore." But he didn't cry. He didn't scream. He didn't break things. He just went silent. My beloved child, that silence was not peace. It was exhaustion. It was surrender. It was a heart asking for rescue without making a sound. And that is why the universe brought you this message. Because he cannot carry this alone anymore. Because he is closer to emotional collapse than you know. Because he needs someone to break his silence before the silence breaks him. My beloved child, the time for waiting is over. This is the moment for action, for presence, for love so powerful that it reaches into the places where fear hides. He needs you to approach him softly. He needs you to speak gently. He needs you to hold him, not as a parent demanding answers, but as a parent offering refuge. He needs you to say words that will unlock everything he has kept buried. My child, you don't have to be strong for me. You don't have to hide anything from me. You don't have to carry this alone. Talk to me. I am here. I am listening. I am with you. My beloved child, when you speak these words, something sacred will happen. The walls he built will crack. The fears he held will loosen. The weight he carried will finally shift. And he will look at you not with fear, but with relief, because for the first time in a long time, he will feel safe. He will open his heart, slowly at first, then fully. He will tell you the truth of what happened. He will confess the pressure, the misunderstandings, the false blame, the loneliness, the fear. He will show you the wounds he has been hiding. And when he does, you will see not a broken child, but a brave soul who has survived more than he ever should have. And then, my beloved child, healing will begin. The fremendous weight will lift. The misunderstandings will unravel. The fear will fade. Because he will no longer be fighting alone. You will stand beside him. You will guide him. You will protect him. You will remind him that he is loved, valued, believed, and never alone. My beloved child, the universe chose you for him. You are his anchor. You are his safe place. You are his strength when his own strength runs out. And now, your presence, your understanding, your love will save him from the storm he never deserved to face. My beloved child, even though you have seen the truth inside your son's silent struggle, there is still more, much more. The fremendous pressure he carries has roots deeper than anyone around him understands, deeper than even he has fully realized. And now, as the universe unveils the rest, I need you to listen not only with your ears, but with your soul, because what comes next is not just about him, it is about you, about destiny, about the connection between a parent and child that no fear, no darkness, no misunderstanding can ever break. My beloved child, your son's heart is tired. But in that tiredness, something else is hiding, a secret he has been protecting not because he wants to, but because he feels he must. There is something he witnessed, something he experienced, something that scared him in a way he still cannot put into words. It was not a physical danger, not a threat from outside, but an emotional quake, a spiritual shake that shook him from the inside out. One day, he overheard something he was never meant to hear. It wasn't said to him. It wasn't directed at him. But it broke something inside him. He heard someone mention you, your struggles, your worries, your sleepless nights. He heard someone say that you were carrying too much. He heard someone say that you had already endured enough pain in your lifetime. And in that moment, a belief carved itself into his heart like a knife. I cannot be another problem. From that day on, he decided to carry every hurt, every fear, every burden alone. He became his own guardian. His own protector. His own healer. His own keeper of secrets. But my beloved child, children are not meant to be their own protectors. Their hearts are not built for loneliness. Their minds are not ready for emotional warfare. Their spirits tremble under pressure that even adults cannot handle. And slowly, quietly, invisibly, he began isolating himself. Not from the world, no. He still laughed. He still talked. He still played. He still behaved normally. But from inside, he began disappearing. Each smile became more practiced. Each "I'm okay" became more mechanical. Each moment alone became heavier than the last. In the deepest part of his heart, he began to feel like a ghost, present in the world, but unseen in his truth. My beloved child, the fremendous thing your son is facing is not a single problem, it is the weight of everything he refuses to express. It is the invisible pain he hides to protect you. It is the fear of burdening you. It is the belief that he must fight alone. But now something inside him is shifting. He is reaching a crossroads. He is standing at a spiritual edge. He is torn between two paths. One path is silence. A path he has walked for too long. A path that leads to further isolation. A path that drains him little by little. The other path is you. He wants to come to you. He wants to speak. He wants to release everything. He wants to collapse into the arms that once held him when he didn't even know what pain meant. But the fear inside him, oh, my beloved child, that fear is stubborn. It whispers lies into his heart. What if they worry too much? What if they get disappointed? What if they don't understand? What if they think I'm weak? These questions keep him trapped. And still, despite everything, he is trying. Recently, he has started giving you small signals, tiny cracks in his armor, hoping you will see them without him having to say anything. You may have noticed a hesitation before answering simple questions. A longer pause before smiling. Eyes that avoid yours when you ask if he's okay. Moments when he seems lost in thought. Sudden tiredness in the middle of the day. Short-lived irritations that disappear as quickly as they rise. Little sighs when he thinks you aren't watching. My beloved child, those are not random. Those are silent cries. And when a child cries silently, it is louder than any scream. My beloved child, the universe has been watching him, and it has been watching you. It knows your heart, your strength, your softness, your scars. It knows you are capable of lifting him from the darkness he has silently entered. That is why this message came to you. That is why you feel a pull inside your spirit as you read these words. Because now, the time has come for you to step into a new role, not the parent who teaches, but the parent who heals. You must create a space where he feels safe enough to speak. A space without judgment, without rush, without assumptions. A space where he can place his fears on the table one by one, without worrying how they will sound. My beloved child, when you open this space for him, when you soften your voice, when you sit beside him without forcing words, something sacred will happen. His eyes will shift. His breath will deepen. His guard will lower. His truth will rise. The fremendous pressure will begin to loosen. The silence will begin to break. The storm will begin to calm. And you will finally see the truth he has been hiding, not because he didn't trust you, but because he loved you too much. My beloved child. What comes next? What he reveals. What he finally confesses. will change